So, hello and welcome back. And I know it's been a long time. It's been almost 2 months now. But so much has changed in the last couple of years, and this has become more of a side quest, and I'm working very hard to make it more of a main quest. But we still have a lot to do over here in the kitchen. It's now properly summer. See the roses in bloom, but it's very, very warm. And I'm just gonna keep going more or less where we left off. So the scaffolding's still up. We plastered that last time, and we'll keep going across because we're about to get to the bullseye. I'm going to do that window, and I'm going to do that with actually a piece of plexiglass. This is 5mm plexiglass, as I'm going to cut it in a circle with my circular saw. The window I'll put real. So the window's there, and it's looking great, but I'm going to put real glass in there and plexiglass up there because I really quite like having real glass in windows, I think as most people do. But up there we'll never see it, and there'll be less condensation on it, hopefully. So I'm going to go mark it, cut a circle, and then we'll glue the two bits of the window frame. It's not an openable window. So we'll glue it all together, and then I can get it up there and plaster it in as I move across the wall. Okay, so there we go, it's trimmed, it's cut in and it sits. So now I need to glue it, and then glue the two sides of this together and screw them together from the outside. This is the inside with an isomolding, and the outside's just playing around. And then it can go up in the hole. Okay, so leave that to dry, clean the plexiglass, and that'll be ready to go. But even that, which wasn't particularly strenuous, has left me sweating because it's 30, whatever it is, 35 odd degrees. So I'm going to find some shade and fix my quad for the 200th time. Okay, well, here we are. Another couple of days have gone by. We did Ferragosta and all kinds of other things, and then back up to Innsbruck. But now I'm here for another 2.5 weeks. So I'm sat on top of my scaffold, as you can see. And just a reminder, we're plastered on the other side all the way up to the top. On this side over there, we found a solution for the tar seepage, which is why I'm not doing a third layer of plaster like I did there, because that's a lot of time and a lot of money, and in fact doesn't really do anything much except get rid of the staining. And if we have barrier paint, which has worked 100%, then that'll be fine. So now that we've glued our window and all of that has dried, I have it here, and it's obviously a little bit big for the hole, so now we need to measure it up. I've got my little jigsaw, and we'll get it in the right space so that we can get it fitted, and then I can mortar it in. Okay, well, after quite a lot of faffing about, it's sort of where it needs to be. There's a lot of masonry work to tie it in, but it looks the business, doesn't it? It's a bit dirty. It's very dirty. I hope it's not scratched, but you'll never see it up here anyway. But it does look nice, so I'm going to tidy up all of this rubble and dust, and then I'll mix up a bag of mortar and start working it in. Okay, so the hole's pretty much brushed out, and I've got a bucket of muck, so I'm going to go from the bottom and build up. I'm going to have to do some from the outside as well, I think, probably, but I'm going to do inside first. Get it all the way around the frame, get everything set up, get the height done, block it in with a stone or two. Look at that view, fabulous. Okay, let's go. Okay, well, here we are bright and early the next morning. As you can see, the window's set quite nicely. I've got a bucket of plaster, and we're going to get on with what I've been doing for the last months and months and months. Well, I really quite like to see the end of now. So let's get plastering. Okay, so one of these bags of plaster is a bit old, and it looks like it's got a bit crunchy because there's some bits in here. Well, I can hear one there. And they're sort of just like hard bits like this, which aren't making it easy to plaster. So, yeah, that's the problem now. So I'll see what I can do, but get as much up. And it's two bags that I mixed together, so one of them's fine and the other one looks like it's a bit crunchy. There we go. This is what happens when you don't do this every day. Okay, well, it got a lot better with the lumps, and as you can see, we got a little bit done. That's another two bags. So I'm going to prepare this bit of wall, brushing it down, making it ready, and then I'll mix up some more. But that might be after lunch now, we'll have to see. God, it is warm. The weather hasn't been amazing, but it was super hot, and then it rained for a day, and it was super hot again, and well, there we go. It is what it is. This year's been a funny August all around in Innsbruck. It was incredibly hot, and then it was terrible, and then it was incredibly hot again. So that's climate change, I guess. So yeah, I just want to get basically to that stage there as quickly as possible over here, because I need to render downstairs as well, but that'll be quite quick and easy. No climbing up and down, and then empty the whole room, and that will make a huge difference. And there we go, that's 4 bags. So we're getting around the window, that's starting to look quite nice. It'll need some more, and obviously I'm going to go over all of this with the sponge and some water later on. But it is now lunchtime, which means it's time for me to go and have a beer. Okay, so we've just had a bit of an aperitif and a bit of a downpour. Everything is soaking wet, but that's not a problem for me. It's stopped raining now, and I'm going to go and finish my plaster work with the sponge. I've changed again. But yeah, you can see the sort of steam and the clouds rising up off the forest immediately. So it'll probably rain again later on tonight. But then I think so. Today's Sunday. I think Monday, Tuesday will be lovely. And there we go. So it's still a bit dark in here, and you can see a lot of the stone movement behind the wall, but I don't think that's a problem. And I think the windows come out really nicely. And obviously when all of this is painted white, it'll just look fabulous. You can see there is a lot of sort of movement. We smoothed it out. I think it'll be fine. It certainly fits with the rest of the wall. So there we go. That's it for today. Tomorrow I'll get back on and keep plastering across. I'm going to have to move the scaffolding. I think I'll just do this bit up here, and then we'll move the scaffold across. I need to do the top of the window as well. But it certainly, look at that view, certainly looks the business. So there we go. I'll see you all tomorrow. Okay, well, today's cheat day down at the beach again, and not bad, huh? So this is La Bahia Blue, which is just sort of down by Lerici and Spezia. I'm going to hang out here for today, and then tomorrow I shall do some plastering, and then there is a boule competition in the afternoon. So here we are. Up here has dried. That looks pretty good. Some seepage, but not anything massive. Obviously not flat, but the wall isn't, so that's what we're looking to reproduce. But now I need to move across. There's only that little bit up there. So I need to put this bit of plastic back up on the edge, and we're going to move the scaffold from that end over to this side. I'd almost forgotten how lovely this stone floor is, but now I've swept it out. So let's get that bit there over here, and then we'll see. We won't be able to go behind this beam, but that's not a problem because we don't need to go very high. Look, that's just a low bit. The mesh is already set there. I haven't decided how low I'm going to hang the ceiling yet, because I think I have to hang it below those stones. So it'll be, it's either above or below those stones. I could put it directly on the wood, but I don't know if I'd have enough ventilation gap for the insulation. So I'll think about that later on. What I'm going to do now is get this set up. Okay, there we go. So that's another 60 odd kilos, ready to be smoothed out later on. And then I've got just that bit. You can see all of that at the top is what I had to build up when I redid the roof to make it straight, because it wasn't before. And a lot of that was just made of dust, but there we go. And then we can get down there. I still need to scrape off the mud on that bit, but everything else you can see where I've scraped it off, because you can see the smoke markings through. And then we'll get round here, which won't be very complicated, to be honest. I'll have to trim that out. I can plaster up to that. So yeah, we should be fine. We should be fine. However, this afternoon is a bull competition, which I'm going to participate in. So that might be it for today. I'll have to think about it. I'm going to go and check what time it is. And then I'll decide if that's going to be it for today or not. I might squeeze in another 2 bags, actually, to be honest. I really want to get a shift on, or at least another bag. Yeah, at least another bag. So let's go and have a drink and then mix that up. Okay, well, there we go. I didn't get a bag done because we've had lunch, and now I have to head up and play ball. So I shall film a bit of that, and we'll keep going either tomorrow or the day after with this last little bit over here. It's all set up and ready to go, so shouldn't be too bad.
Elle est belle, bien joué. Oh putain, toi tu l'emmenais, t'avais 2 points. Bien joué. Ça suffit? Non, je pense pas. Non? Non. Ah ouais, c'est là. C'est là, je pars. Allez. Gira! 3 sur. Un jean et un café. Bien joué Fabi. Ah, bah là c'est sûr qu'il joue. Joue sur ta boule, t'en rentres 2 là. Où tu fais ça, ça fait 4. Bien joué.
Okay, well, it's now afternoon because we went to the market. So all of the people who think that my golf doesn't work, my golf is wonderful. It works fabulously, and it did. But it is now raining. So we did get a little bit wet on the way back, but nothing major. And we came 5th-ish last night in the bull competition, which wasn't too bad, but we did stay till the end and watched all of it. And then, obviously, after the market, we went up to the cooperative and had a drink, and that turned into 3 drinks or 4 drinks, and it's now mid-afternoon. This is the way. It's all part of the lifestyle, and you have to get used to it. If we didn't have a bar in the village or a restaurant or any wonderful people, the house would have been finished a long time ago, but it would have been quite boring. So now we're going to, where's my finger? Plaster up here, and then knock off for the day and do some more tomorrow. So these are the things I don't really understand. I always use the same amount of, 2 bags basically, of this MS-20 and the same amount of water, because I bring that here out of the watering can, and sometimes it's sort of squishier and sometimes it's harder, and today it's pretty squishy, so well, we'll have to see what he does. But up we go, and here we go. So it's leaps and bounds now. We're pretty much up to that corner. This was a bit of a pain, but I've got a sticky out stone here and a bit of a sticky out stone there. Once I rub everything down, they'll both disappear and that'll be fine. Well, I mean, they'll both reappear and disappear at the same time. And it's time to move the scaffold again to get that little bit done. So I'm going to leave it there now. Give it a couple of hours to dry out. Let me see if I can zoom out while I'm filming. Yes, I can. So it's definitely looking fabulous. Yeah, still some staining, but we've got a solution for that, so that'll be fine. And this was pretty wet, so it'll probably stain even more. But then it's over here, that's already netted up. I need to do the mesh on the other side. That stops the animals getting into the insulation. And then we'll insulate into there, and then butt up against that wall, and hang the ceiling in. And then it'll be painting time. Unbelievable. So yeah, this has been forever. That's why I'm not showing so much plastering, because you've seen me doing a lot of plastering, and I imagine it's getting quite boring. So we just sort of skip through. But there we go. So that's going to be it for the next hour or so, or 2.5 hours, I guess, until this is set a little bit and I can go over it with a sponge. Okay, well, there we go. So it's time for me to move the scaffold again. We've done basically all up this wall, and it looks great. So pretty much ready for sealing and paint. And I think that's going to be it for today. And that's probably going to be it for this video as well. And then over the next couple of days, we'll keep going and get the rest of the room plastered up. Okay, well, that's the end of today's video, and that's the end of another day of plastering, and a busy week of doing a lot of things, including not working in the house. But before I go, I'd like to show you this, which my better half painted the other day, and I think is fabulous. For those of you who don't recognize it, you're not on the right channel. She obviously painted pretty much everything else we have. This, and everything else. I'm going to link her Instagram down in the bottom if you want to go and see other things she painted, or give her some ideas. But let me know in the comments and on her Instagram what you think of these. Sorry, that's the washing machine that's going off in the background. So there we go, that's it for today. Thank you very much. I hope you're well, take care, and bye-bye for now.